But once the time actually approaches, you're like, wait, I really have to write a 13-page paper right now. And that's exactly what I got myself into this final season. I am so excited to be recording again. I have a slightly new setup. Well, it's the same setup. Let me stop lying. It's the same exact setup. Normally my light is like on the left side of me because I'm on my desk and I don't have vanities. So I have like this super bright light right in front of me. So I hope I like this. When I go to editing, I hope it does not look crazy. If it does, I'm still gonna post the video. One thing about it, I'm still gonna post the video. What's going on? There's no more stars in here. Luckily, I have another one. Oh, it's over here. Got it. Last week and this week was finals week. School ended like on the 6th of December, I want to say. I was not stressed at all for finals. This happens every semester, and I think the reason is because, you know how you get the syllabus on like the first day, and your teacher sometimes goes over everything you're going to be doing in the class week by week. I realize, like, now that I'm an upperclassman, they don't really do that anymore. There's no such thing as a syllabus day. Yeah, there used to be one. First year, there definitely was a syllabus day. Not no more, y'all. Not no more. So they basically give us a syllabus first day, be like, hey, look over this. And then we get straight into content. So, you know, I'm fine with that. I just have to be fine with it. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? And me complaining about it is not going to change what the professors are doing, okay? So typically I don't really read through the syllabus. I sometimes like skim it, but I've heard like some syllabus horror stories, you know what I mean? Of professors like putting some crazy stuff in syllabus and like you don't realize until like halfway through the semester and you're like, wait a minute, I should have read this, you know what I mean? So I knew what I was getting myself into. So because of stories like that, your girl reads the syllabus. I go through line by line, word by word, and I read the syllabus. And I'm gonna do it for every class. Basically, I was not worried for finals because when I'm looking at the syllabus and what the final is for the class, I'm just like, oh, well, that's a problem for future me. That's not an issue for me right now. Like right now, we're at week 1. We're on syllabus day. So why am I worried about the final already? You know what I mean? So I put that entirely out of my mind. Not even in the back of my mind. I put it out of my mind. That's why every semester when finals come around, I'm like, oh my God, like I really have to do that? You know what I mean? Because at first it feels like a thought. But once the time actually approaches, you're like, wait, I really have to write a 13-page paper right now. And that's exactly what I got myself into this final season. Oh, that edge is lifting a little bit. That's what I get for trying to be cute during the get ready with me. Oh, period. Anyway, if you watched my last get ready with me video, then I did like a whole update on the college life and my classes and all of that, you know? So you know that I took 5 classes this semester, which I typically take 5 classes every semester. I'm sitting at 16 credits for this semester because one of the classes is 4 credits. Out of the 5 classes, 4 of those classes were media studies classes, and then one of them was a psych class because I'm double majoring in psych and media studies. I absolutely love media studies, hate psych. That sums up my last video. And I also don't know what I want to do with my life. Yeah, love that. The first class I had, which was a class about athletes and activism, which was my second favorite class. I absolutely love that class. My final for that class was a 6-page paper. I feel like that was fine, you know? That's not where the issue lies. Like, that was fine. I don't have an issue with writing just because I've talked to so many different people about this. I prefer writing an essay over a test any day. I say that every like midterm season, every final season, that I would much rather prefer writing an essay. But once it comes to me writing the essay and I have like writer's block or I genuinely don't know like what I'm doing, that's when I question whether I really prefer essays over exams. I want to say every class I had a final in. It's not all of my classes had like the typical essay or paper. That activism class, that was fine. Give me no problems. Like the final went swell. Yes, I submitted it like 30 seconds before it was due and she gave us almost a month to complete it. Yes, I did that, but it got in on time and I had everything that was on the rubric, you feel me? So it's like, it wasn't late, it was on time, and that's what matters, you know? It might have been some comments in the margin, you know, but it was on time and that's what matters, okay? I did my brows yesterday, y'all. I don't even want to touch them because I love this. I just love how they look. Yeah, we're not going to touch the brows today. My next class is another media studies class, my history of media class, and that's required for the major. I haven't taken that final yet. That final's on Friday, and I'm not worried about it, honestly. I think I'm going to be fine. Like, I think I'll be good. This is really event session for one class. For one class, y'all. For one class, and I'm going to tell you about it. The next final that I had was for my reporting class, and this was the one that I said is not like an essay or exam. You pitch stories and you report on them. That's the entire class. We have 4 stories throughout the semester, and the final was us putting together basically a professional portfolio with 3 of the 4 stories that we had did throughout the year, and then write like a little bio and stuff. We could have did like a web page or like a little YouTube channel. So I made a little YouTube channel for my reporting media studies stuff, and that was actually really fun to do, and I think I really needed that, especially if I'm thinking about doing sports reporting. My psych class, she really looked out. And I wasn't really stressed about the final in general, and it's not a traditional final. We have group projects in there, and the final was just like a group project, but because it was like, it's like 5 or 6 people in each group, the workload that one person had to do was never like too much, you know what I mean? So that was beautiful, that was perfect, and I would say initially I was stressing out about it, just a teeny weeny bit. But after some careful thought and consideration, I was like, why am I stressing about this? Why am I stressing about it? So that goes, she sends an email. Professor sends an email the day before, right? And she's basically like, hey girlies, so about that final project, we're just gonna give you all like whatever you got on the draft plus 3 points. So don't worry about completing the final. That's all you had to say, girl. That's all you had to say. So me, I get that email, and at first I'm reading it, I'm like, bruh, like I'm scared, like what she, cause this is a whole thing. At first I'm like, okay, what is this email gonna be? And I'm reading and I'm like, oh. And then I go back to the top and I read it again because I cannot believe my eyes. And she very much canceled the final. Yes, she sure did. And I ended up with a great grade in that class. And I don't know how, but I did amazing. Is that all my classes? Yeah, because I did psych, history, media, reporting. Yeah. Which brings me to my last class, guys. I am in the Distinguished Majors program for Media Studies, which basically you just get like priority enrollment. You get paired with like a professor to write like a senior thesis essentially on like a topic of your choosing. Because I'm doing DMP for Media Studies, y'all, that means I have to take 3 additional classes, which, you know, I'm not complaining about. That's fine. I already knew what I was getting myself into. So the final for this class was a 13-page paper, 12 to 13 pages, not including the works cited page, of course. Again, no problem, especially because we could pick whatever we wanted to write about. We literally picked the topic. And a lot of people, they get a head start on their DMP paper, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I was like, okay, I'm writing 13 pages for this class, so I might as well, like, have that be a portion, like, I could probably use a good chunk of this in my senior thesis, you know? So that's my thinking around it. And because I told you guys that I want to be a sports reporter, that's what I'm thinking right now. More recently, I've been like, whoa, I don't think I want to do that. So I'm having a bit of a crisis, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna let it pass because I'm hoping that that is completely normal for a 20-year-old that's in college. So why am I loving this bright under eye? I'm sure it looks crazy, but for some reason I love it. What did I do? I went a little overboard with the blush per use as I put some more on. I did my paper on Malika Andrews and just talked about the statistics of Black women being sports reporters and covering male-dominated sports and just being in the male-dominated industry in general. And I was like, this is what I want to do, so I would love to just learn a lot more about it. I needed something that I was like passionate about, you know, because you're writing 13 pages. You know, I might be able to work my way through a 2-page or even a 5-page. But a 13-page, your girl can't do that. I can't finesse that hard. I'm not that good at finessing, you feel me? So a 13-page paper, I was like, okay, your girl really needs to know what she's talking about. This needs to be good, especially if this is like a first rough draft of my DMP paper. So that class, we have that class every Wednesday, and it is 2.5 hours. It's 3:30 to 6, which is fine. It's pretty small. It's like 9 people in it. Because it's on Wednesday, normally in that class, we have weekly papers that are about 2 to 3 pages, and we have to print them out and hand them in to the teacher before we leave. The last class was December 6th, you guys, which was a Wednesday, and she had a soft deadline for the final, and she had a hard deadline for the final. Your girl was not making that soft deadline, let's be real, and I heard no one made the soft deadline. So that made me feel a little bit better. The hard deadline for the paper was December 11th. Okay, so because the rest of the papers we were doing in that class, we had always had a week to do them because it'll be from week to week because we have the class once a week. I assume since the soft deadline was December 6th on a Wednesday, I assume the hard deadline was going to be 7 days from that. Therefore, December 13th on a Wednesday, okay? It was not. The soft deadline was the 11th. So I am, casually eating dinner on the 10th, and it's around 7 o'clock. I'm like, I'm probably going to start, this is my relaxed day, I'm probably going to start the paper for sometime tomorrow. That way I get like 2 really good days to focus on the paper, And mind you, I have the December 13th deadline in my head, right? I had this feeling inside of me that was like, girl, just maybe look at it, just look at the paper. So I go, on Canvas, looking at the paper, as one does, and my heart literally drops because I see December 11th. And it's December 10th. And it's basically December 11th already because it's December 10th, like, at night. You know what I mean? So it's like, am I really going to be super productive? Like, I don't have all of December 10th. Like, it's basically the 11th, which means it's basically due now. So I start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I tweak? How did I tweak this bad? So I'm freaking out. So that day I start the paper. I do like a bunch of like research, my structure. I get maybe a solid 1.5 pages. It takes me forever to write things like this. Oh, I forgot to do my chin. Yeah, I'm about to do my chin. I forgot to do my chin. It takes me like a very long time to write a paper, whereas some people can just like say what they gotta say, get out the way, and it's over with. Your girl takes forever to do that, which is fine. I'm working on it, trying to get better day by day, yada, yada, yada. I look at it and I'm like, you're kidding. So I started that day. I'm working until about 12:30. I go home. I wake up the next day tomorrow and I'm like, this is the day. It's due today. And it was due at 11 p.m. Not 12, 11 p.m. So I'm like, okay. So the whole day I'm grinding, and I think I woke up around like 11, 12 to really start the paper, you know what I mean? I have what I want to say pretty down packed. It shouldn't take too long to do. My goal is to hopefully be done by 7 p.m. 7 p.m. That way it can be out the way, and from around like 7:30 to 8, that's when I can start just relaxing and I can still have my night. I submitted that paper 2 minutes before it was due. 2 minutes. So my entire Monday was gone. My entire Monday was gone. And I didn't even get to 13 pages. I got to 12 pages and I was like, you know what? This is going to have to be good. This is going to have to be good enough. Just because I was simply tired. And once I got to page 9, I was about to submit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping that I do great on that paper. I'm hoping that she sees that I did my very best. You know what I mean? And that's all I can really do. So last finals on Friday, and I think I'm gonna do great on the final. I finished my makeup. I think it eats. It's cute, right? Oh, I look so pretty. I needed this because your girl the past week, oh my God. Since class ended, I have literally been in this bed just chilling. Here in the dining hall. That's the only places I've been going. I've been wearing a hoodie, hood, go. Like, that's it. So I'm actually putting on a very calm fit today. This is what I'm wearing. I feel super cute. It's this white top, just these. This is from Shein. These pants are from Five Below, actually, and I absolutely love them. Only complaint, they don't have pockets. That's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!